regular scheduled Port Clinton City Council meeting on May 26, 2026 in the Linda Hartlaub Chambers at Port Clinton City Hall. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silent reflection for those protecting and serving our country. And additionally, we received information that Judge Mooden passed away, so if you can include them.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Beth Gilman.
Present.
Richard Morgan.
Here.
Carmen Dapp.
Here.
Avery Robinson.
Here.
Kathy King.
Here.
Pat Hovis.
Excused.
Jerry Trolley.
Here.
Thank you. Council, you previously received the May 12, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Madam President, make a motion to approve the May 12, 2026 minutes.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Robinson. I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mr. Robinson to approve the May 12, 2026 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Motion carries and the minutes are approved. The chair notes a certification has been made regarding compliance with the rules and notifications of this meeting. We have no guest presentation, no public comments. Move on to officers' report. Council, this evening there are two new ordinances. Ordinance 1826, which will not be signed to a committee and can go for full three reads, and ordinance 1926 that will be assigned to a finance committee, and it can go the full three reads, and I will let Mrs. Hovis know so she can schedule a meeting. Other than that, don't have anything. We'll move on to the mayor's report.
Thank you, Madam President. Is there a change to the meeting location
Oh,
for
I'm
the
sorry,
next
that was
council
my
meeting?
other thing. I have it down here, yep. The next meeting on June 9th will be at the Family First Council office, which is on McKinley Street.
So at the Family Advocacy
Oh,
Center?
Advocacy Center, yeah. Family Advocacy Center on June 9th at 6 p.m. So if the clerk will do the proper postings for that, and council, that is on McKinley and the West End. So, okay, that is all I have now.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, members of council. I'm going to start tonight off with the trivia question, and everyone in this room has the opportunity to answer it with the exception of Ms. Chafee, because she knows the answer, and Mr. Sass, because he can read my notes over my shoulder. What happened 74 years ago tomorrow in the city of Port Clinton? That would have been May 27th, 1952. 74 years ago tomorrow.
A street got paved.
That could have been too. But that's not the correct answer.
Say that again. What happened?
Three
when?
people that have never been in my kitchen. May 27th, May 27th, 1952.
Oh, I didn't see it.
McDonald's.
I thought it was when we became a city, but I thought that was
Nope.
75 years. Like this year was 75 years that we've been a city.
It would be, that was June 28, 1828.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's when we were incorporated. Anyways, the answer, that's when the city purchased the old maintenance garage, which is now the art garage.
Oh,
Look at that. Look at
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. It was built in the 40s, I believe, we had to find that information for some
Was
reason.
it built at the same time PC manufacturing?
Yes.
Because they're obviously the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Folks, back on Sunday, May 17th, there was a structure fire in the West End community where the Port Clinton Fire Department, Catawba Township Fire Department, Danbury Township Fire Department, Bay Township, and Erie Township Fire Departments all responded. I want to give a kudos to the men and women of the various fire departments. No injuries. The Red Cross was called to lend assistance to those impacted. And I also want to give a thank you to my parents. The call went out from the scene, as many of you know, I volunteer and respond and run the radio at the fire station. The call went out from the scene that they needed bottled water and coffee. So I called my folks, woke them up. They came, I loaded the car up with bottled water. They stopped at a la carte cafe, thanked them for providing the coffee, drove down to the scene, dropped everything off. And as Dad was backing away from the scene, he ran into a First Energy car. he was cited, their car is damaged, he's paid the fine, so I just wanted to, for the record, that yes, my dad was cited for doing a good deed. I'm not complaining that he was cited, it was his fault, but there have been comments out there otherwise, so there you have it. The Mayfly lights should be coming off this week. I didn't see anybody out and about, but I did get away from my day job too often, so you'll start to see those going off this week. Last Thursday, we had a ceremony at the Port Clinton Fire Station, and I know some of in this room were in attendance. The 441st Safe Haven Baby Box was installed at the Port Clinton Fire Station. If you get an opportunity, the men and women over at the fire station will give you a tour, show you what the baby box is all about. With these 440 baby boxes, typically on a monthly basis, there are anywhere from 2 to 3 babies, newborns, dropped off at these safe locations. They're usually at fire stations, police stations, hospitals. For some reason, last week there were 2 dropped off throughout the nation in this whole thing. This particular entity was started by an individual by the name of Monica Kelsey. And in the ceremony, Monica talked about 1972. A woman was walking home, was viciously attacked and raped. While she was recovering from her injuries at home, she discovered that she was pregnant. Baby went full term. Shortly after the child was born, the child was given up. That person happened to be Monica Kelsey, the person that started Safe Haven Baby Box. I thought that was an amazing story, how she's full circle in life. So that's just something I wanted to share with everyone. If you want more information on Safe Haven Baby Box, again, call the fire department. They'll be able to tell you. Thursday evening then, we had the dedication of the Tracy Colston stage powered by Crown Battery down in the district. Again, want to thank all of the businesses downtown that contribute to the music and entertainment, those being the Brick House, Crown Battery, McCarthy's, Poseidon, and Wolfie's. They're the ones that are footing the bill for all the entertainment downtown. Over 100 concerts and events will take place throughout the summer. The Tuesday concerts will start the second week of June, but the other concerts have gone off already, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Memorial Day, and Labor Day Sundays as well. Congratulations to Nicole Kogensparger and the board of Main Street Port Clinton for the 45th Annual Walleye Festival. Other than a few major raindrops, and for the first time ever, the parade having to be canceled, it went off with great fanfare and great success. And for the first time in the history of the Walleye Festival, there was not one squad call to Waterworks Park during that event. There were, however, 50 squad calls over the weekend, so the folks were very, very active in our community. The American Legion and VFW, I believe this year was the VFW's turn to plan Memorial Day festivities. Again, fantastic. I know, again, several in this room were in attendance. Great speaker with Ottawa County connections. The gentleman was a graduate of Genoa High School, lives and works in Columbus now, so that was a great event. Full of congratulations this week. A lot of things are getting accomplished. ODOT and Mark Haynes, Haynes, Mark Haynes Construction, have completed the revetment along Lakeshore Drive. It's substantially complete. The final walkthrough will be done later this week with ODOT and members of the city administration. Reminder that on Sunday, August 9th is PC Day at Fifth Third Field. It's a 4:05 first pitch. Tickets are available by calling 419-725-4367. That's the Mud Hens ticket office, 419-725-4367. It's a great way to celebrate as a community and get out of town for a while to do some other stuff. Brush pickup and the mowing of the high grass around town and will be done over the next 2 weeks. The thought process was that it might get done this week. However, that's been put on hold because of what I'm about to tell you. If you went to the Walleye Festival or have driven up and down Perry Street since Friday, a sinkhole has formed right across the street from Wendy's. This is related to a water line break that happened on January 1st. They fixed the leak, fixed the hole, all that fun stuff, but there was obviously some erosion that wasn't visible at the time and has caused the sinkhole. They're going to start to address that tomorrow. The safety service position, the applications are being accepted until noon tomorrow. We have had several very highly qualified individuals apply. We'll review those over the next couple of days once the position is closed, and schedule interviews as soon as possible in the month of June. And finally, it's that time of year where we're starting to see what folks think are legal vehicles on the road. We're talking about underspeed vehicles, low-speed vehicles, and modified low-speed vehicles. I can go into great detail about all three of them, but the bottom line is, unless it has a VIN number, it is not legal to drive on the city streets. You may have a license plate for it, because like the License Bureau will issue plates to underspeed vehicles, typical golf cart, modified low-speed vehicles, but the only ones by statute that are legal in the city of Fort Clinton are those with a VIN, known as a low-speed vehicle. With that, Madam President, unless anyone has any questions, that concludes my report for this evening.
I have a question on your most recent one.
Yeah.
By statute, they are not allowed on the streets. Is that our statute or state statute?
City of Fort Clinton.
Okay, thank you.
So Richard, the state statute says that the city could pass legislation to allow them. But if there is no legislation passed to allow them, then it reverts back to the revised code, which says they're not allowed.
Which is, I don't doubt any of that, but then if they're not allowed unless we overrule, it seems odd that they would issue them license plates.
The License Bureau doesn't care where it's being driven. It's legal to give a license plate to it.
Okay.
It just can't be driven in
That
this.
makes sense.
And
Do we have problems with them? I mean, is there a reason why we wouldn't just legalize it, I guess?
The primary reason is the inspection process. It's incredibly costly to train an officer to do that, and time consuming.
Okay, gotcha.
and also they drive up and down Perry Street, which is
Yeah.
not
There's
safe.
there's other stupid,
Yeah.
so.
And for the low-speed vehicle, the difference between that and a golf cart, in addition to the VIN number, everything that's on the vehicle, the safety features like the windshield, the wipers, the horn,
Brakes,
the seat
lights.
belts, brakes, lights, all comes from the factory. It's not something you can add on from a third person, like a third-party retailer. So that's the major difference. Also the price point. The low-speed vehicles are much higher price point than the golf carts. So those are ways you can tell them apart. But unless it really has, if you're driving a full windshield and you see like the mirrors, the side mirrors, you can see things like that. If you don't see those things, it's most likely a
So
golf
the
cart.
low-speed vehicles are allowed, the golf carts
Yeah,
are not.
like the moats.
Golf carts are under speed
The
vehicles.
moats.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, so golf carts are under speed vehicles, and they can only drive a max of like 20 miles an hour, which poses a hazard if they're
yeah,
on
definitely
like
on
Perry
Perry Street.
and things like that, in State Street. So, like for example, I saw one that was parked at the hospital, it was a golf cart on the way here. So people, the problem is people come into town and they bring them with them, and then they're driving all over the place. They don't know the speed. They don't know like our laws, and so issues come into play.
So
Do they
the the officers, the only way the officers would know is if it has a VIN or not? Like
Yeah,
if
they just
stop
pull up
them.
behind it and run, and
Yeah.
if there's
Oh, 'cause
something,
they can check them.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
if
assume
there's
it's a-
something to run, they can do it. If not, I mean, they can look at it and presume,
Yeah.
What it may or
Because it's hard to tell, like, I
may. To
mean,
me, they all look the same.
yeah, some
I
golf
see.
carts aren't considered.
The biggest thing without the VIN is the windshield.
Right.
The windshield.
It's a ticket and a fine, they don't throw them in jail, I assume, correct?
no, it's a minor misdemeanor. It's a minor misdemeanor, but one of the big reasons to stop them is to tell them they have to get off the road
Okay.
for safety.
Does it apply to e-bikes and/or?
It's a completely different topic altogether.
E-bikes and the electric scooters, you are allowed to ride them in town. We don't have anything that says you're not. However, with the electric scooters, for example, for kids, if you're under the age of 16, you're not allowed to ride one unless you have a parent or guardian, like literally next to you, on one next to you, or watching you, direct eyesight. From 16 to 18, you have to have a helmet on. Over 18, you could do whatever you want. And for the e-bikes, there's a few more restrictions because there's different types of e-bikes as to how fast they go. But that is, nobody under 16 should be on either one without a parent with them, so.
Wow.
I definitely see it a lot.
And we see them riding in tandem,
My
and,
house,
you
and
know,
watching them
it's-
behind
I've seen
them.
3 on 109.
Yeah, and it's dangerous what they're doing. We need
Yeah, I worry
to,
about it.
There's one in
Oh,
Rochester.
I know. I know, I've yelled at them so many times.
steal your thunder.
You're the lady yelling at kids?
I am.
He didn't even look
No
back.
problem
He
with
didn't even
that.
look back at me.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
he
they
just
don't.
crossed the street without looking.
Damn kids.
Does anyone,
If I didn't say it, that could
It was Richard, by the way.
Get off my lawn.
does anyone else have any questions for the mayor of Galveston? Okay, auditors report, Mr. Beal.
Thank you, Madam President. Council, good to be with you this evening. A couple items to discuss with you, and I'm happy to answer any questions as always. On the agenda tonight, Resolution 26-4 authorizes and directs the city to resume grant activities under the City of Port Clinton Urban and Community Forestry Inflation Reduction Act grant award through American Forest. Met with American Forest last week, confirmed that the dollars expended under the grant agreement shall be reimbursed in a timely manner. That's monthly at this time. And that's despite previous interruptions coming from the federal government in Washington. I think the resolution kind of gives a tick-tock of what that looked like in the past. So the risk of funding disruption is very low. The balance of the grant award is over $750,000 left to be spent with no city cost share required. So the work to be conducted, for example, tree plantings in the near term and under a long-term tree management plan for the city, downtown trees, for example, would be 100% covered and funded by the federal government, nothing out of pocket from the general fund or other city resources. So it will cost local taxpayers zero to implement these needed improvements across the city, which I discussed with Mr. Sass and Mr. Holman at the Tree Commission last week. So it would be a horrible shame to let those dollars go unexpended and go to waste, so I urge you to approve the resolution tonight. Any comments or questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any kind of effort to let people know that when they see these trees goes in, that it isn't their tax money? It would be nice that they know that.
That's why I said it 3 times here,
Yeah.
and that's the plan.
Is
yes.
it, okay, so
So,
if they go on YouTube and watch this, they'll know, but we don't have any other way to tell them. Is that correct?
no, we'll have a education piece, especially if trees would go into, say, the tree lawn, or most people call it, I was raised calling it the boulevard.
Me too.
Yeah.
An opt-in option that if someone wants it, they're welcome to participate. If they have a strategic location based on what the experts think and the plan for the city. If somebody doesn't, well, probably just say bye-bye. Oh, okay, we'll move on to the
So
next
if I
one.
want one in my
Next one.
tree lawn / boulevard, there'll be a time when you let us know who to contact and ask about that, is what you're saying?
Sure.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mr. Beal, you
Mr.
mentioned
Trolley, yes.
there's no city match for planting of the trees. What about equipment?
Equipment's not allowed. No, we can
Oh,
do.
it isn't?
No,
Equipment for tree service.
no, equipment isn't,
Chainsaws.
just what they consider supplies, which is low-cost items that are generally expendable, so it would be contractual services with the vendor to purchase the trees and perhaps someone else to plant them professionally, so it'd be no
So that-
time or dollars out of the city treasury or out of city manpower to get those planted.
So that would make sense, getting a contract. Okay,
And
thank you, sir. That's all.
And Mr. Beal, I have a question which I already know the answer to. I just want it to be said on the record because there's a lot of rumors going around town
Sure,
that
go
we
ahead.
lost our funding for the streets. So I just want people to hear from your mouth that that's not true.
That is not true,
Okay, thank you.
with emphasis,
Yeah.
with prejudice. That's not true.
Thank you.
Ordinance 1926, amends appropriation for fiscal year 26, it appropriates a further $325,000 for fiscal year 26. $100,000 pertains to another federal grant that the city was awarded, the Active Transportation Infrastructure Investment Program Grant Award from the Federal Highway Administration for planning the connection between the city of Port Clinton and the Sandusky Bay Pathway over in Erie County. That federal grant is $100,000 plus cost shares of $15,000 from the Greater Sandusky Partnership and $10,000 from the Park District of Ottawa County. These cost share funds have already been received, deposited ahead of the final grant agreement, which we anticipate receiving from the Department of Transportation in the next 4 weeks or so. And council previously authorized city cost share of $20,000. An RFQ was issued for a consultant on the planning project following passage ordinance 126 in January by the city council. Smith Group out of Cleveland was selected, and the city is currently reviewing its proposed contract for services while we await the grant agreement. But that Smith Group contract is subject to successfully executing the federal grant agreement and any amendments that may come up in the future. So if that grant doesn't happen, the contract for services doesn't happen. I just wanted to be clear. Federal grant funds must be appropriated even though $100,000, the $100,000 don't come from the city, and its taxpayers or tax base comes out of Washington. So the city would be reimbursed 100% of that $100,000. $225,000 of the $325,000 in ordinance 19 is a further transfer to the fire fund to cover supply and equipment needs and other necessary expenses through the end of the fiscal year. I look forward to discussing that ordinance with the Finance Committee at a convenient time. Any comments or questions there? Thank you. And lastly, I just want to express my thank you for all the nice notes and comments for our mom.
No, you're all right.
I've seen this done 100 times, Jerry. But it's different when it's you. Mom passed away on April 20th. Our mom. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your kind attention.
Anyone else that council have any questions for Mr. Beal? Okay, move on to the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Madam President. Year-to-date revenue for bed tax is $56,830.94. For dock tax, we have $11,550. And our year-to-date revenue on our short-term rental registrations is at $26,300. Thank you very much.
Are we, compared to last year, are we pretty much on track?
Compared to our expected revenue on here, we look to be about on track, considering we're not really into the meat of the tourist season yet.
Right.
I think we'll probably know a little better once we're through June.
Okay.
See how the season goes. Hopefully it's not as rainy as last weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll move on to the law director's report.
I do not have anything specific, Madam President, tonight. The only thing is, as Mr. Beal mentioned, we did meet with the ODNR, the forestry people, and part of all of this is we're gonna be updating our codified ordinances, because a lot of cities are out of date with those, so we'll be working with the Ohio Forestry ladies to update and make sure we're current. And then also, as Mr. Beal mentioned, there will probably, it's going to be like an educational piece, so that's where the public will be involved in knowing things about trees, how to, like apparently when you plant them, you have to do all these things with them, and understanding that what's in the city's boulevard is city property, and destroying a tree or destroying the tree lawn also is something that could have financial sanctions for us. So there's more to come. We're probably going to meet in the probably next month or so, and just to kind of get the ball rolling on doing the codified ordinance amendments, and then go from there after that. And that's all I have, Madam President.
Does anyone have any questions? The law director? Okay, we'll move on to Safety Service Director, Mr. Sass.
Thank you. This afternoon I met with a resident on 11th Street that, if you're not aware, there's going to be a sidewalk on the south side of 11th Street from Fulton Street to Madison Street. As long as we're talking about trees, she has a tree, it's in the right of way, it has to be removed. I visited with her about it. She can have her choice of moving it at her expense, taking it out at her expense, or leaving it there and making it part of the project, and they'll take it down. She agreed with the latter, so she was fine with it. She said when she and her husband planned it, her husband said, this is in the in the right of way, if they put sidewalks through here, it's probably gonna get whacked, and lo and behold, that came to fruition. So it'll be removed. There's another driveway at the end of 11th Street that the driveway has some bricks on the side of it. That will have to be, I stopped there, nobody's home. They need to understand that if they want to remove the bricks prior to the project, when the project's done, they can put them back in. They can leave them there, and the same with the tree. The contractor will remove them, dispose of them, or if they want to hang on to them, that's their choice. But it's in the right of way, and it's not to be there, and it's going to be an improvement. Those folks going to have a sidewalk, which they don't have now. I did not tell her that it's nice having a sidewalk, but make sure you keep the snow cleared off of it. I didn't say that. Street crew did a great job as far as setting up downtown, and also the Walleye Festival, and also today cleaning it up and putting it back in order. Really, the big scheme of things, I don't think is as bad as maybe what some people envisioned when the rain was coming down. And it's a good week this week. The ground can dry out a little bit, and so it should be all right. We are closer to getting the railroad permit under Jefferson Street. We've had communication with Rail Pro. I can't go as far as say we've got the permit in hand, but we have reason to believe that it is going to happen. We've had some pretty direct communication, and Kleinfelder, a consultant, is in the process of combining the water, sewer, and storm sewer into basically one permit. Because the way the railroad they're sending 3 basically applications for those individual, and we're going to try to make it streamlined a little bit. It's not going to hold it up. We are getting closer. I know that doesn't mean anything to anybody, but it does to me to see them even respond to a phone call or an email, so it's something to be excited about. When we start Teamster negotiations last Thursday, we'll continue this coming Thursday. All goes well, I'd be optimistic that maybe we could get it finalized this week, because the next 2 weeks after that, some of the key players aren't going to be available. And I hate to see the new guy have to start in with the Teamsters contract, so maybe we can get that.
Was that a hint, sir?
What's that?
Was that a hint?
No. So we'll see what we can do with that, but that's an ongoing process. So, any questions for me, Jerry?
Splash pad, what's going on with splash pad?
They should be. I wasn't there. Were they working today?
I didn't.
GLDC, the contractor, they were going to wait till after the Walleye Festival. There's some parts that have to come in, and they were supposed to have been delivered, which I'm not real sure why, Thursday or Friday this back. I think we told them maybe you might want to hold off a few days rather than getting that hoop-de-doo up there with the Walleye Festival. You'll see some work this week. GLDC is the site contractor. They'll be doing that, and from now on they'll be working on it. But they intentionally decided to lay off of it till some of the equipment showed up.
Sure, makes sense. Okay, thanks, sir.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
Sidewalks on 11th Street, just on the south side.
Yep.
Does 10th Street already have them?
Yes.
I mean, that neighborhood is 60 years old. What prompted that, and why don't I know about this?
ODOT, it was an ODOT grant, doesn't cost the city anything.
That's, okay, so someone applied for that grant, they said, we'll do it, and it doesn't cost the homeowners of the city.
It's
No.
safe routes to
Safe,
schools.
yeah, I think we discussed it this.
I think Margaret was still here when we discussed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. it's very back then.
Either I'm nuts and I forgot it, or I okay, thank you, Mr. Sass.
Madam President, before you move on,
Yes.
just want to give Mr. Sass an attaboy, if you will. After the rain fell on Saturday, the call went out for bales of hay and straw, and I don't know, 2 dozen. Mr. Sass delivered a whole bunch, so thank you.
Does anyone else on council have any questions for Mr. Bass? Okay, we'll move on to committee reports. Finance, so this is not here. Safety and Public Works, Mr. Jolie.
Nothing else.
Okay, Economic and Community Development, Ms. Gilman.
Nothing, so I identify.
Move on to correspondence. Under correspondence, we have the April 2026 financial report provided by Gabe Belo, the auditor. Port Clinton Architectural Review Board, February 2026 meeting minutes. Planning Commission / Board of Zoning Appeals, April 23rd, 2026 meeting minutes. Does council wish to take any action as to the correspondence?
Madam President,
Mr. Gilman.
I move we accept the April 2026 financial report provided by Mr. Belo.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you. I have a motion by Mrs. Gilman to approve, and seconded by Mr. Robinson to approve the April 2026 financial report provided by Mr. Belo, the auditor. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Beth Gilman.
Yes.
Carmen Daff.
Yes.
David Robinson.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Lost track. Richard Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 6-0.
I didn't vote.
I knew I was missing somebody.
No.
Kathy can I
Yes,
apologize.
yes.
Okay.
I was like, I seemed wrong. I
Okay, now,
was trying to.
I was like, wait, I'm here.
I usually do little tally marks, and I did not.
I didn't.
Now the vote is carried by a vote of 6-0. The financial report is hereby approved. Does council wish to take further action as to the correspondence?
Madam President,
Mrs. Gilman.
I move we accept the correspondence as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Robinson. I have a motion by Mrs. Gilman, seconded by Mr. Robinson to approve the correspondence as stated. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. The correspondence are hereby adopted. We'll move on to readings of ordinance and resolution. Under third readings, we have resolution 26-4. Will the clerk please read it by title and summary only? Resolution 26-4.
Resolution 26-4, excuse me, a resolution authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service and Auditor to resume grant activities under the City of Port Clinton Urban and Community Forestry Inflation Reduction Act Grant Award.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to resolution 26-4?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley?
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt resolution 26-4.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mr. Robinson to adopt resolution 26-4. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Avery Robinson,
Yes.
Kathy King,
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Beth Gilman,
Yes.
Carmen Daff.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 6-0. Resolution 26-4 is hereby adopted. We have no second readings. We'll move on to first readings. Would the clerk please read by title and summary on ordinance 18-26?
Ordinance number 18-26, an ordinance to approve March 2026 replacement pages to the Port Clinton codified ordinances and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 18-26? Seeing none, ordinance 18-26 will move to a second reading at the next regularly scheduled council meeting on June 9th, 2026. The clerk please read by title and summary only, ordinance 19-26.
Ordinance number 19-26, an ordinance amending ordinance number 10-26 of the City of Port Clinton.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 19-26? Seeing none, ordinance 19-26 will move to its second reading at the next regular scheduled council meeting on June 9th, 2026. We'll move on to business from the floor. Mr. Morgan.
Okay, I hate to bring it up because it's such an old subject. Streets. I get more questions about that. And like you said, they think we've lost this or, and they're fair questions. Some things were promised 2 years ago and they're not. And I'm not saying we're not doing. Do we have any kind of time schedule I could share with these people? Or is it just at the mercy of the railroad? I mean, I'm not
No.
blaming you. I
Yeah,
gotta
yes, you
know
will.
because some of these things we thought were gonna be done 2 years ago. and
We've
they're
been
not.
talking with the railroad for almost 28 months now.
I mean, is that the holdup of most of them?
Yeah.
So if people say, why is this done? I can say, the railroad.
And again, I think everyone in this room knows a third of the streets have been paved.
Right.
The Lakeshore Drive project, $5 million has been completed. Sidewalks have been put in. Yes, everybody's waiting for the underground stuff, but we're waiting on the railroad. That's what it boils down to.
Okay, fair enough.
There's reason to believe, and
No, you sound like you're going to try to be optimistic here, so.
you damn right I am.
That's good. I
I'd say there's better than 50-50 shot by fall there'll be something happening in the ground.
Fair enough.
But it's not a guarantee.
No, I'm not asking for guarantees.
And a year from now, somebody may be having the same conversation.
Yeah.
But I honestly believe, there's hardly a day goes by that this process I'm not involved in some generally minor way. But there's honestly, from November when I started till now, really think that things will happen by November, December along in there. They can work in the winter. They can do this work in the winter. Now you go tell your people, tell them that SAS said that, and come November, December, nothing's happening. I don't want a bunch of people on my doorstep. But as much as I can tell, I would say by the end of this year, there should be some work being done. And then people complain about the streets are going to be tore up and they aren't going to have access to them. So
Exactly.
that'll be the next thing.
Exactly.
Okay, those are all fair answers.
And with the information we had in the past, we thought this was gonna happen.
Exactly. Tracy gave the same information a year ago that and that's why I prefaced before even saying anything, that based on what we know now, there's reason to believe that something should be happening by the end of the year. It can go the other way too.
Okay, the only other thing I have is, speaking of the district, there's a good band playing on June 13th.
Thank you. Mr. Robinson?
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Sass, do you have any idea or knowledge about the vacant lot across from Bell Mills? What's going in or happening over there?
You talking about the house just came down?
Oh, the house is tore down, what's going in?
At a,
Yeah, it's going to be
Fourplex?
I think there's 4 units, and then there's going to be like a clubhouse. It's going to be, I believe it's being marketed as a short-term rental type of project. Yeah, there's an investor group that's there that's going to be putting that in.
okay.
It's on 3rd Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Robinson, if it's the same investment group that's been there this whole time it is, council passed legislation, a while back when they, wanted to make that kind of like an apartment complex, and tear down several properties, so I guess the fourplex is part of the apartment complex in that block, but you guys passed legislation, changing the use of the property to allow something like this to go on.
Yeah, for purpose.
Yeah, I received an email from a concerned resident over in that area, and they are concerned that it was going to turn into, I guess, what the term is. That, but also like, there's concern that traffic is going to be bad in that area
If I
because
may,
of it.
you're welcome to have anybody come in and they can look at the plans. They're open for public record requests and they can come see them as well. Our zoning inspector would be happy to review them with them.
I mentioned that, and I don't think that was a satisfying answer.
And
But thank you.
also, when council passed legislation back, it was a while back, I know they did look at the traffic, and, it's something that small, I don't think would impact it. They were even considering the apartment complex not impacting it, so.
Okay, thank you.
That property will have its own parking lot.
Yeah, it would be they won't park in the street.
Off-street parking.
Did you say that the
Yeah.
lower level is going to be like?
No, it's actually 2 buildings.
Two buildings,
It's
okay.
2 separate buildings that are
Okay.
going there.
Alright, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Trolley?
No, nothing tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Debs. Nothing tonight, thank you. Ms. King?
Well, Playmakers has Mousetrap coming up. That's an Agatha Christie murder mystery. June 5th through 7th and June 12th through 14th. So if you want to come see it on the 13th, then you can go down to the district and see that good band. But just wanted to mention that.
Speaking of playmakers, they also have
Oh,
Mary
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins Jr.
And my granddaughter's in that.
Oh, yeah.
Stella. Yep.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Gilman.
Nothing to that part.
Thank you, seeing no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam President, I'm sorry. Just FYI, the Ottawa County Family Advocacy Center is 570 South McKinley. 570 South McKinley.
And that's where the next council meeting will be on
And-
June.
Do you need
Nice.
us to text Richard?
Yeah.
Can I ask why we're having it there? Just something
We talked
special?
about it,
Yeah.
doing it last year, it just never worked out.
That's right.
We've been to the fire station, we've been to the park.
Yeah, we've done the fire
Sure.
station, we've done the park, so last
Sure.
year we couldn't, we're not able to have it work out, and this year.
Which
Yeah.
meeting, which
Perfect.
night's in the district? Were you having like a Saturday
Yeah.
night meeting?
We could, we could.
Madam President,
Yes.
make a motion that this august body adjourn.
I second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. I have a motion by Mr. Curley, second by Mrs. King to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.